It's Tuesday and it's time for Falcon Focus. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Falcon Focus, episode 101, as we also prepare for episode number 4 here in semester number 2 and our 16th episode here in season number 4. My name is Matt Menzel. Our focus in segment number 2, we talk women's basketball with head coach Stacy Brunner-Jones. As the Falcon women's basketball team tonight, they begin their NAC tournament journey. A first-round matchup here inside the John Book Fieldhouse against the Lakeland University Muskies. A busy week here inside the John Book Fieldhouse. NCAA Regionals will be hosted here as well coming up this weekend. And our first guest, our first focus here in segment number 1 is on wrestling and being joined by, in his 6th season as the head wrestling coach, that being Kevin Cook. Coach, thanks for your time. I know you're awfully busy with meetings and conference calls, all in preparation for the weekend that will be. And before we talk regionals, let's talk about the last time the Falcons were on the mat, which was back on February 9th. It was the CCIW Championships from Naperville, Illinois. The team finishing in 4th place. What was the story that day for the Falcons?
Well, it was, it's CCW, a really tough tournament, tough conference, and we had a great week of preparation going into that, and I thought we wrestled really good. We had a couple of our starters out at 41, Gabe Rodriguez, and our heavyweight Dalton Sell. So we were really kind of like, hey, if we get everybody to place and place high, we can kind of surprise the people, right? And so not having those two starters out, we ended up falling 4th, but I think definitely the guys wrestled really well. Everybody placed, right, that we thought should place, and we had some high places. We fell short a couple champs. But getting a couple people in the finals, I think that's maybe the first time we've had 2 in the finals since I've been the head coach. And so all in all, I've seen a lot of growth, and we wrestled really well. We wrestled really tough, and I'm really excited about this group and how far they've come, and I'm excited on where they're going to go this weekend.
So how would you summarize this season so far?
Adversity. We've had a lot of adversity.
A lot of injuries?
Yes, a lot of injuries. Starting out at 165 with one of our seniors, Quinn Hoopman, our leader, team captain. He gets a knee injury first week of practice, and it was severe enough to have him sit out. He was done the whole season. So that was a tough loss for us there. Then at 97 we had with Peyton Smith, same thing, but it wasn't. It was just a meniscus, and he was able to get it fixed and came back, and he's had a really, strong second part of the season. But then Jack O'Donnell, we talked to him on the last Falcon Focus. He was getting ready for the Open, and he kind of tweaked his shoulder, and so he couldn't. So there was a lot of injuries, a lot of adversity through this team. But I don't think we've ever, from day one to now, we haven't had our full lineup, and it looks like this Thursday, knock on wood or whatever, this Friday, we will have, besides Quinn, our starting lineup together for the first time all year. So that makes me really excited. Our training staff has done an amazing job getting everybody back on the mat and getting prepared for the national qualifier. And yeah, but it's been adversity, and how they've been able to respond to adversity is the thing that I take away from this team. Good teams are. I tell them all the time, like you guys, how you overcome your adversities and the things that go through you defines you as a team. And this team has had to overcome a lot.
As you mentioned, though, you've been pleased with the growth of this team?
Yes, a lot of throughout from top to bottom, weight class to weight class, our growth has been immense, and a lot of little things they've gotten better. I think their match IQ, their preparation. We got a couple freshmen that are starting, and they're doing really well. Because they had to you have to match the intensity of your leaders, right? And they're seeing that, and they're doing that, and it's been really good to see them grow. And I'm like I said, we do have some seniors and we have some leadership that are really amazing guys, and it's going to be hard to lose. But I think they've kind of set the bar for, hey, this is where we want to go, this is where we want to stay, and the younger guys on the team see that, and it's pretty cool.
Hopefully the best is yet to come, but to this point, what's maybe been the highlight of this season?
Oh man, I don't know, the highlight of the season. Well, hopefully this weekend is the highlight of the season. But I think taking fourth in we had goals of, being in the top 3 in the CCIW from day one, right? And we were able to do that in the dual section, and ended up third in the CCIW. So I guess that's our highlight, is we achieved our goals there. We fell short. We were 3 points away from Wheaton from getting third, and if we would have had one of those two guys, I think we would have been there, taken third. They understand that. So the highlight is hey, we're competing in a very tough regional or conference, and that's good. We continue to grow from that, and that's been our highlight. Is we want to start getting first and second, and not settling for third. But we were sixth, and we were seventh, and now we're fourth, and next year, and so on. So, and you got North Central, who's currently ranked like fourth in the nation, and Milliken's 17. So we can start battling with those. That's a good place for our program to be in.
Obviously, as you alluded to, he had to overcome some injury, but what have you seen from senior Jack O'Donnell, who currently has a season record of 14-7? He's won his last 3 and 6 of his last 8 matches.
Yeah, so he's one that's had to overcome those injuries. It's been one thing or the other. Kind of call him Humpty Dumpty. You got to put him back together and get him back on the mat, and he knows that. And but his just leadership, helping out at tournaments, hopping in the chair, coaching, doing some of the stuff out on the side, and getting that expectation we're talking about. But he's looks really good these last 2 weeks of practice. He's healthy. He's really pushed himself, and we're really excited to see what he can do and put a good tournament together this weekend.
What have you seen from Dalton Sell, who's off to a 19-11 start?
Yeah, Dalton Sell is very exciting to watch. He's kind of an undersized heavyweight,
okay,
but not in intensity or determination. He's about 235 at heavyweight, and a lot of the guys that he's seeing are 250 and 260, and he's battling with these guys. That Elmhurst duel that we had when he beat Pena, who's all of 285, and was then to beat him to win the duel for us. That's another great highlight of the season. And but just his ability to compete with anybody at any time. And he goes, anywhere, anytime, any place. And he's ready to compete, and it's been refreshing to see him have a great season.
How about Jonathan Pullen? He is 17-8, and he's won 6 of his last 7.
Yes, he's come in. This is his first year within the program, and yeah, he's a game changer. He's a game changer. Super athletic, really competes. He had to kind of find what was going to work for him in college, and during the Concordia Open and the Citrus Invite, he's kind of okay, but he's learned a lot, and he's really seen what working for him, and yeah, he's a game changer. He's just, and we're really excited on what he can do as well this weekend.
Sure.
Hopefully at Nationals, and then next year as well.
Well, we talk about Jonathan Pullen. You mentioned new to the program. How have the newcomers fit in?
Very good. I mean, they just we didn't miss a step this year. We their preseason preparation to the start of the season. Normally, you have like a lull, right? You have that maybe Christmas or Christmas break lull. They didn't. They kept their goals and focus and their training and their preparation, their daily operations to a T this year, and I think that's why we've had the success. We haven't had those setbacks that we might have had, like those letdowns, like, take a week off here, we'll not work hard here, we'll do this. No, this year it's just been straight through, and that comes from the top down. That's a trickle-down effect of your seniors having the expectations, showing them what it takes to be successful, and everybody being like, oh, okay, this is what we do.
As mentioned this weekend, the John Boot Fieldhouse is going to be rocking Friday and Saturday, hosting the NCAA Division III Wrestling Upper Midwest Regionals. What an awesome opportunity for this university.
Yes, it's a great opportunity for the university. I really want to just thank the whole athletic staff and administration to have this opportunity here. Putting this on is not an easy task, and everybody has been very helpful and determined to make it run smoothly and be a great event, and as it should be. It's a national qualifying event. And we held it 2 other times, 2009 and 2004. I wrestled in it here when I was a sophomore in 2004, and then we held it again in 2009, and Coach Corner ran all that. But it's just been really good, and it's also good for our kids to see that, hey, we can host a great event, and that we host the Concordia Open, and then we can have our national chance to qualify for nationals here at home and control some of that, non-travel and sleep in your own bed and all that kind of stuff.
Well, let me ask you, what goes into hosting such a large event? Obviously, right now, a lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah, sleepless nights. Just kind of getting the preparations, with staffing, security. We got to kind of control who comes in and who comes out of the facility. It can be tricky because we're wrestling on Friday and there's classes going on, so we kind of got to know who's coming in and coming out. Same thing with the fitness center. You got to kind of know what's coming, And so there's a lot of security and preparation for that. Getting workers for the tables and preparation, but then also the signage of everything, the athletic training. The athletic training stuff. What Angie and the athletic training staff has done is amazing. But from top to bottom, it takes a lot. And then me getting the guys ready just to focus on not trying to be like, okay. And that's what I really appreciate about the administration is they're like, you focus on the wrestlers, you focus on the team, and you do your job, and we'll get everything, and we'll have it running smoothly. So it's been a good preparations. We got our final meeting here after this, and kind of fine tune some things and make sure we cross our T's and dot our I's. But everything looks good, except for maybe the weather.
This is true.
So we're kind of maybe have some backup plans in place in case. I don't know. It's Concordia Moorhead's got the farthest travel, and they got to kind of come through the whole thing the whole way.
They might get 2 feet of snow.
Yes.
Could be a little dicey the next couple of days. And obviously the stage is greater, but how does this compare or differ from hosting the CUW Open?
It's a little bit smaller, right? It's a handful less teams. It's not an open, so you don't have as many wrestlers. We're going to have about 190 wrestlers here. The open's about 280, so that's kind of a big difference there. I think the competition is just as tough, but the stakes, right? It's all about the stakes. And that's what we're trying to have the guys is. It's just another match, another opportunity to go out there and to show your skills. You prepared 6 months, 7 months, 8 months for this, the CCIW championship and this championship. You don't get very many opportunities to show your skills and show what you've been training for, what you're preparing for, and this is the time and everything come to fruition and come together, and so you don't want to get them worked up too much, and make the stakes too big, but they also understand that it's their time to peak, to be a competitive greatness, and put everything together, and I really see our guys peaking at the right moment. And a lot of it showed at conference there, of some guys just, wow, they're wrestling really good right now. So it's good to see.
What are your memories of wrestling in regionals? Does it feel different?
Well, okay, I'll start with that question. Does it feel different? For me, no. I was one of those guys that were pretty blinders on, no distractions. I just want to go and compete at the highest level, obviously win. I was a fierce competitor. But my feeling of what the NCAA original is defeat or setbacks, because 3 years in a row I took third. 3 years in a row I wasn't able. You had to be first and second back
Sure.
then, and then there was some at-larges that got voted in, and I never got the votes from other coaches to go. So I always took third. So I was the bridesmaid to the national tournament, right? So that was always. And then my senior year, I finally broke that and was able to take second and go on to nationals and compete. But when especially here when I lost in the semis here on a very controversial call, and then ended up losing my third and fourth, or winning the next one, but only taking third and not getting the votes to go was a heartbreak. I mean, you train, you prepare, and so that's mine. I hope none of the guys are listening to that.
But what was it special though, competing here?
Oh yeah, that was great, because I don't know, it just I had a lot. We had a really good. My fan group,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or, people. Some professors are here that ended up watching me in that tournament and stuff. So we had a good fan group. It was good, especially the time when I had lost in the semis with a controversial call, and the coach not Coach Corner, but the other coach kind of took a chair and kicked it and went flying. And so that was kind of exciting.
We're probably still sitting in one of those chairs today. Absolutely.
Probably. But so yeah, it was. But yeah, it was different, and I probably don't remember a lot of it because of the disappointment of the end of it. But I do remember the preparation was a fun week of preparation, because you don't have to travel. You don't have to do. You're here. You're there. So yeah, it was fun. I hope the guys have the same great experience too.
Let me wrap it up with this question. What can fans expect this weekend? What are you most looking forward to this weekend?
Intensity. It is going to be an intense environment. 4 mats. Every match is new, tooth and nail. And what I'm looking forward to is our wrestling IQ going to come out. We have very skilled guys: Jack, Dalton, Val,
Mm-hmm.
John, and all the way up through our lineup. Very skilled, but so are all the top guys in the nation. Augsburg's going to have very skilled guys. Lacrosse guys going to look, very skilled. Whitewater's got some very skilled guys. It's the ones who use the wrestling IQ, the smart, controlling positions, controlling ties, scoring at the opportune time, and doing that is going to make you get yourself a punch a ticket to the national tournament. So that's what I'm really excited about, and I just, once again, I wanted to thank the whole athletic department and maintenance and everybody who's involved with this huge event. Super excited for it, hosting and having that opportunity for our one of our best teams that we've had to kind of show their stuff here at Concordia and get a chance to get to Roanoke, Virginia for the national tournament.
Absolutely. Can't wait. Friday, Saturday here inside the John Book Fieldhouse. Check out CUWFalcons.com. There's a link with all the information you need if you hope to be here, if you want to watch. That's Friday and Saturday. The regionals here from the John Book Fieldhouse. Coach Cook, thanks a lot for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
All the best to the wrestling team. When we come back, our focus will shift to women's basketball. They begin their NAC tournament journey tonight against the Lakeland Muskies, also here inside the John Book Fieldhouse. Stacey Burner-Jones on the horizon here on Falcon Focus.
Since 1978, Lutheran Church Extension Fund has had the humble privilege of supporting the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod in fulfilling its mission of sharing the gospel.
Thanks to our faithful investors, we provided thousands of church workers, congregations, schools, and organizations with the resources they need to reach more people with the saving name of Christ. It's what we do.
Because our greatest joy comes from seeing LCMS Ministries and her workers thrive, we will continue to make precious resources available, both today and far into the future. It's our promise to you.
We are Lutheran Church Extension Fund.
We are Lutheran Church Extension Fund.
We are Lutheran Church Extension Fund. We want to be part of your great and exciting work.
Welcome back to Falcon Focus, our second segment. We focus now on women's basketball and being joined by head coach Stacy Brunner-Jones, back for her 19th season as the winningest coach in program history. And the women's basketball team starts their second season tonight. The Journey, the NAC tournament, a first-round matchup as number 4 seed hosting number 5, Lakeland University. Again, right here inside the John Book Fieldhouse. A busy week here inside the Fieldhouse, but tonight's basketball game starts at 7. Coach, thanks for your time. And
Thanks, Matt.
what a way to end the regular season on Saturday by taking on the Lakeland University Muskies. It was a winner gets a home NAC tournament game scenario. You guys were able to come back from down 15 to win 71-63. What changed? What was the difference in that second half?
Well, we started to make some shots and play some defense in the simple version. We just, in the first half, were really stagnant and stood and watched Emily, and we get caught watching Emily Hafman a little bit too much. In the second half, I thought we passed the ball, we moved the ball really well, and then we actually decided to play some defense. So that helped.
Was that one of those games where the players know what's at stake? You don't need to really motivate them any further. They know what's on the line?
They do, and we don't talk about it. Since the beginning of February after CIT, we just said every game's a tournament game, and we really treated it like that, and I'm really proud of the team, just how they embraced that, and we just took every team like it was a tournament team, and it was successful.
Yeah, coming into the tournament, riding a 6-game winning streak. We'll get to that in a second. You mentioned the name Emily Hafman and what a job she's done. Led the way on Saturday with a total of 15 points. Leads the team right now in points per game of an average. Should be all conference. That will be announced coming up tomorrow. But how strong has her game been this season? How consistent has she been for this team this season?
Well, let's just start, after she got hurt last year. She knew, when you get a little older, she's not old to us, but, in college years, she really wanted to make sure that this was her best season. And her rehab to get back from her knee was not just about her knee, but her body and being in the best shape she's ever been in. And she came in that way. And so I knew early on, it was going to take her a minute to come back. Mm-hmm. And it kind of made our beginning of our season a little bit more difficult, but as she started to feel more comfortable, our team did, and she can play inside, she can play out. She's an amazing player, and I'm going to miss her a lot.
She's been with this program for 6 seasons. Let's talk about that a little bit. What has she meant, and you just kind of touched on it a little bit, but what she meant to this program during that time, and maybe how have you seen her game develop, even overcoming some injuries in that time?
Sure. Well, she barely played her freshman year, and I think she has really good insight for those freshmen on our team. And, I just am so proud of her. The way she, as coaches, we love leaders, and people lead differently. She leads by her voice. She's got a really good, loud voice, but she leads by example as well. She's doing the extra things in the gym early, waiting till everyone's out of the gym, keep working. And when you have someone like that, someone special like that, you're just really lucky as a coach.
Do you have any other Hafmans waiting in the wings? You've had now 3. You have 2 right now on the roster.
Yeah, Abby's a sophomore, and sometimes when I get mad at Emily, I will complain to Abby about her sister. And the poor kid looks at me like, it's not me, it's my sister. But it's fun to have them. Great family.
When you look at who else scored in double figures on Saturday, Reagan Obrey jumps off the page. She had 16 points. She's one of those players I feel like that can have an impact on the game in many different ways.
Yeah, I think to a lot of people it's the Emily Hafman show, but wow, do we have a really good supporting cast. Like you said, Reagan can do a lot of great things, and defensively she's very good. And then, when she starts looking to score, it helps us so much. Aubrey, Lily, Lana Grow, Aaron, we have a really good supporting cast. And I think once we started to figure that out and other people started to step up, I think that's what's made February a really special month.
You look at freshman Ava Booth. She was able to come through with 12 points on Saturday. How has she been transitioning to the collegiate game from Plymouth?
Yeah, you got to love freshmen. They do something so great, and then they back it up with a turnover or something like that. And Ava's pretty classic that way of, just trying to figure it out. But what I do appreciate about Ava is just her work ethic and moving on to the next play. She doesn't seem to make it a double mistake, and we talk about that a lot. And she's fun to coach.
Seems to have a good head on her shoulders.
Absolutely.
Currently, the Falcons have a record of 15 victories, 10 defeats, finishing 14-4 during the regular season in NAC play, and as mentioned, ending the regular season on a 6-game winning streak. How would you summarize this regular season?
Not one of our best. You've been with me for 19 years, and we've been first, second, third. Fourth isn't anything to cheer that much about.
Sure.
But I do appreciate the journey this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been a lot of fun. I think, we were in a position where we were a little worried about getting into the tournament, early on, and that's not anything we felt before. And so it's been a really fun journey with this group. Having a sixth year, a fifth year, 2 fourth-year seniors, they take a lot of that personal, and they've been really good leaders.
I can remember talking to you before a game maybe a month and a half ago, and it just seemed like it was just a roller coaster of emotions, talking about consistency and with injuries and lineups, this and that. And it just seems like things have completely spun around in the right direction here at the end. Obviously, 6 games in the win column in a row helps. Winning helps,
Yep.
but it seems like this team's getting healthier too. And the mindset, it just seems like everyone's starting to buy into what you've been selling all year.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk about, the best compliment I can give to a player is consistency. When they're consistent, like, it's fun to coach. And our team was not, as you referenced. And so we just had to figure some things out and really watch a lot of film and, figure out what kind of team we wanted to be.
During this 6-game win streak, I know you've been taking it one game at a time with that playoff mindset, but is there one area, whether it be stat, is there one part of the game that you look at and go, this is one of the reasons why we're having success now, we've improved in this area?
Well, when Deidre got hurt, we have really, this season we've had more offenses and like quick hits and like wrinkles in than I've ever had in my entire career. We'd like something and we didn't like something, and I don't want to say we changed a lot, but we've had to tweak a lot. And I love defense, and I feel like I'm a defensive-minded coach, and that was lacking. And because we did spend a lot of time on, like, where are our points going to come from and trying to maybe get some players a little bit more comfortable of scoring. And then I just was watching film one night and just disgusted about our defense, and we hit some really hard practices about rotations and defense and a little bit more of a mindset defensively.
So winning streak withstanding, do you like where this team's at right now going into the tournament?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like our mindset. I like our work ethic. I like everyone's roles. I think that's really important with a team like this. I'm really excited about tonight and Thursday and Saturday.
Well, speaking about roles, Aubrey Buchholz coming off the bench lately. Man, has she been a spark off that bench, especially with that three-point shot? It seems like defenses forget she has that ability, and they've left her open at times. She's made them pay.
Yep, and, she's the best shooter on our team for sure. And then Lakeland, you're going to see that tonight. They're going to try to take that away. But then that does take away some doubling on Emily. So I do feel, and that's the fun thing about coaching, like trying to figure out what they're going to do, what we're going to do. It's fun that way. But, yeah, if you leave her open, and she loves playing at home. So hopefully she gets some open looks tonight.
As we go on, we're going to talk about the challenges of playing a team now back-to-back games like the Falcons and Muskies will here tonight inside the John Book Field after playing up in the Tri-Cities of Plymouth, Howard Grove, Sheboygan on Saturday. But Lily Guerra, she transferred in. What has she brought to this team? How has she fit the mold that you've created here this season?
Well, I don't think everyone knows, we recruited Lily right out of high school, and I had a really good relationship with her parents, and she was one of those that was down to us and her former school, and when she told me no, it was one of those that hurt. I thought we were going to get her, and I thought that would be a good fit for us and her. And then when she, contacted me this, last spring, and I thought, it comes full circle. And she's the spark that we needed. She can handle the ball. She's a really good on-ball defender. She can shoot the three. She can get to the rim. She's key for us.
A lot of positivity, too.
Absolutely. Oh, gosh, her voice. Her and Emily Hafman, I would have to say, compete as the loudest person on the team. Mm-hmm.
Well, so far, Lily has played in 20 games. Only Emily Hafman, along with Aubrey Buchholz, Lindsay Lonegro, along with Madeline Taubenheim, have played in all 25 games this season. How challenging, we mentioned Injuries have taken a toll. Illnesses have taken a toll on this team, especially during the midway point of the season. When you look at lineups, how challenging has this been? One of the more challenging, take COVID away, challenging seasons for you as a coach as far as just having a healthy roster?
Absolutely. Lily's been battling a foot injury the whole season. She really hurt it in our scrimmage here at home, and that's been a challenge, and it's affected her. So, I guess the good thing is people have had to step up, right? And so having different starting lineups, sometimes in the moment it is stressful, but honestly, now that we're getting into tournament time, different people have started, different people have had to step up. I think our team is really ready.
Well, the NAC tournament starts first round matchup tonight at 7 o'clock. The Falcons of Wisconsin Lutheran, the only two schools that can make the claim they've been a part of the NAC tournament now all 17 times. The tournament has been held, and you look at that, heck of an accomplishment when you look at the change in the rosters year after year after year. What do you attribute the success, the consistency of being in the NAC tournament to? That's not an easy accomplishment considering.
Well, thanks, Matt.
Well, you look this year, 6 teams make it. That's it.
Yeah.
6.
It's fun. I just think expectation, when you talk about Wisconsin Lutheran and Concordia, it's fun. We have been battling, since we both started because we're in the same seasons of coaching, and so that's fun. I just think expectations, and once you get there and once you have established your program, to have those standards, your team, you're recruiting people that understand that and get that, and they have those high expectations. So, when we were, like I said, early on in the season, and we're kind of looking in whoa, that was a big game changer for our team. They don't want to be the team that for the first time didn't make the tournament. That's not something they'd want. And, our seniors were pretty vocal about let's get our stuff together and let's get going.
The old cliche is it's hard to beat a team 3 times in 1 year. Now, how about from a scheduling standpoint, playing a team back-to-back games? You guys obviously had that experience during that COVID season when you played teams back-to-back days, Friday and Saturday. But is it difficult, scouting or planning now to take on a Lakeland team? You just beat Saturday. Now you see them again, vice versa. How do you go about preparing for round 2?
Absolutely. And like you said, the example we've used is it's been done in COVID, right? So that's a little helpful. But let's be frank about that. The Lakeland Muskies are a very good team, and they can have a really good inside presence. They have a really good point guard. They can shoot it from the 3. They're very, very talented. And playing them like this back-to-back can be stressful, fun. The scouts pretty easy because we just played them.
Sure.
The big challenge for me the last 2 days is not to overwhelm our team or, make these big changes. We are who we are. They are who they are, and we had to tweak some things and talk about some things in practice. But yeah, it'll be fun game.
It is round 3. It's the rubber match. You go back to January 4th here inside the John Book Fieldhouse. Muskies, they left here with a 58-42 victory. I know some of the players have said, we're not the same team we were back in January, and that certainly showed this past Saturday when, again, the Falcons were able to play comeback and knock off Lakeland 71-63. What are your takeaways from the first 2 meetings?
The first one, I would agree with my team that we're not the same team, but I'm sure Lakeland feels that way too. That was a low-scoring game and kind of an ugly game, and they came out on top. We had a couple of those where we had a hard time scoring, and I think I alluded to that as then we're trying to scramble and figure out how we're going to score. But I just think, like I said, it should be a really good matchup because we're very similar. We have inside presence. They do too. And for us, we really need to transition and push the ball. That's going to be really key for us. But yeah, I think their staff does a good job. I think we do a good job. And yeah, it'll be fun.
So outside of transitioning and pushing the ball, what else do you see as maybe being key tonight?
We have to help on their posts. We can't just let them score. We'll do a little bit. We're going to have to double. We're going to have to do a couple different things defensively. And, and for us, offensively, let's play a little loose. And when we're moving and we're screening and moving the ball, good things are going to happen.
Well, Coach, as always, I appreciate your time, and we'll see you tonight.
Thanks, Matt. It's been fun. And again, 19 years with you, I really
It's crazy,
appreciate.
isn't it?
Yeah, your notes look the same, but you're always on point with everything, and just love your interviews.
Next year we have to celebrate 2 decades.
Awesome.
I can't wait. And again, we'll have the broadcast for you. If you cannot be here in person, we want to see you here, but if you cannot be here inside the John Book Fieldhouse, 6:45 on the Falcon Athletic Network, and we're scheduled to be joined by Coach Bernard Jones once again during our pregame coverage on tip time at 7 for that NAC first-round matchup, Falcons and the Muskies. Quick housekeeping note, no Falcon Focus next week. We rejoin you coming up on Tuesday, the 7th of March, as we transition into spring sports. So we'll do that again coming up on March 7th. Thanks to Coach Cook, wrestling in segment 1, Coach Bernard Jones, women's basketball here in segment number 2, and thank you for watching this week's edition of Falcon Focus.